Though it is believed that street fashion is very two-dimensional and very flat, street fashion is very diverse and it is very complex, comprising of multiple cultures coming together to create this new culture, which is street culture, street fashion. Every culture represents something within the street fashion community, and they all have their own individual niche and their own individual style within street culture. This video will attempt to highlight some of the genres, or some of the, you could call them, factions of street fashion that became popular in 2018, or at least was influential in 2018. Okay, first off, let me start by addressing the skater culture. The skater streetwear culture been around. Shut the f up. The skater streetwear culture been around since the 70s and shut up and has been. The skater streetwear was cultivated sometime around the 70s and has become one of the larger parts of the street fashion community, especially within hip-hop. The skater streetwear has evolved to the point where it is actually seen independent of the activity, where individuals may be dressed in the garments of the skater streetwear but not actually take part in the activity. So you could call them posers. Typically, clothing catered towards the activity of skating, wide-legged trousers, typically cuffed for practicality and looseness with comfort. Tops are usually bigger, sized about 1 to 3 sizes bigger than someone's actual size, and the shoes are either bulky or narrow. Within the streetwear fashion community, you don't really see the bulky ones, you see more of the narrow ones like the Vans Eras, the Vans Skate Highs, the old schools, the Nike Janowskis, the Bruins, the Blazer Lows, and the Chuck Taylors or the Converse One Stars. Next up is grunge. Grunge is another street style that was very influential in the 90s and influential now. Most predominantly was the Fear of God era. Fog brought back the grunge aesthetic to its peak of mainstream appeal, especially in America. Grunge is primarily known for its flannels, and over time it evolved to distressed and tattered garments such as tops, pants, high-cut shoes such as the Vans Skate High and the Chuck Taylors. Whether grunge is currently in style or at the peak of its mainstream appeal is debatable, but what is not debatable is the influence that it's had on the street fashion community, including the distressed denim that is kind of still around. Minimalism is, well, kind of explanatory by the name, minimalism, minimalistic. Minimalism is primarily based on the use of no logos, especially in tops and trousers. Instead, minimalism plays with the fit of and texture of garments, playing with the shape of trousers, the tucking, the oversizing, or the cropping of tops. In addition to the exclusion of brand logos, minimalism streetwear also refrains from the bright outlandish colors and typically stays between the black, the white, the grays, and earth tones or pastel colors. Minimalism also places a heavy emphasis on accessories, as they are a big part of tying the aesthetic together. Rings, watches, belts, and necklaces all fall under these accessories, and freedom is reign in how you choose to wear them. Shoes follow the mold of the minimalistic aesthetic, as they are usually black or white or black and white, but the options are more flex with the shoes. Minimalism is seen as the more mature aesthetic of streetwear. Menswear borrows a lot from minimalism. However, the creative boundaries are a bit more narrowed and individuals aren't able to express themselves as much and do more outlandish experimental designs because the stipulations are way higher within what you can and can't do, because it is more promoted to have your clothing fit you a certain way and to accessorize yourself a certain way. Hypebeast has always been around and will always be around as one of the pillars of street fashion. It's kind of like the cockroach in a bathroom that even though you try to kill it a couple times, it's resilient. Prior to now, the trend of logos and brand names died down a bit during the 2014 to 2016 Jerry Lorenzo Kanye West saga, because the emphasis was more placed on distressing and the fit of the clothing. However, the Hypebeast balance was restored in the past 2 to 3 years with the incorporation of high fashion brands such as Gucci, LV, and Balenciaga as the prominent 3 ones. These brands began fusing the luxurious items with the streetwear garments, creating the Lux Street genre that we know today. Most notably is Gucci's logo tees, animal print clothing, sneakers, and slides. From Balenciaga is notably the bulky streetwear oriented sneakers, and the sleek runner-esque shoe known as the Triple S Runner, I think, and Louis Vuitton with its multiple collabs, notably with Supreme. Arguably on the rise and has been one of the bigger genres to evolve in 2018 has been techwear. Techwear originated from the functional clothing made for special adverse weathers, usually comprised of dull monotone colors and includes pockets, zips and gadgets. In other words, a bunch of niggas running around looking like Batman. The inclusion of side bags, fanny bags, cargos, shoes, body vests and masks. The side bag and the fanny bag in particular has gone on to mainstream appeal, and you could see a lot of brands making their iterations of these, including Gucci, LV, Supreme and other mainstream brands. In my honest opinion, techwear has been the most influential genre of street fashion in the past 2 to 3 years, and you can see this in a lot of the collaborations, like the acronym Prestos, the one from before, the good one, and the recent one, which isn't as bad, but it's not as good. And you can also see this with the Nike Special Forces Air Force Ones. You could also look at the Undercover Element Reacts and a lot of the other shoes that have came out. All in all, in conclusion, I don't know now. Honestly, I don't know how to wrap this up. Like, the way I'm meant to say, street fashion has multiple styles. Here are 5. You already know that. Yeah, so like and subscribe. That'll be appreciated. And leave a comment if you have anything in your head. It's all up to you. And yeah.